Hey friends, Dr. Christy here, and I have a mom moment for you today. So if you're not a mom, maybe even a little bit of a hot mess from time to time, go ahead and just keep scrolling. This may not concern you. So as I already shared, my family and I went away for an overnight trip, just somewhere quick. And in that, certain things arose. Drama ensued. Little things kind of came up here and there. And little by little, everybody started losing it. Everybody started having meltdowns. People weren't treating each other with kindness or respect. And this caused a lot more drama, right? If you've ever had that moment where your kids are losing it, you or your spouse might be losing it, I can tell you it's sometimes really, really hard. And I feel pretty good that most of today I was able to maintain most of my composure and try to talk them through it. But you know what? That wasn't even working. Sometimes you just, I don't know. Anyway, my point about what this video is let's take a quick look and ask the question why our kids' behavior might be what it is. And just to share a quick story of what I did to help smooth things over today, because it kind of worked. I don't know if it's going to continue working. Maybe that's another video. But number one, look to food. Look at what they've been eating. Okay? I've talked about this before. What we consume in our bodies is absolutely going to affect our mental and emotional state, and it's going to affect our resiliency and our ability to maintain balance overall. So if your kids are eating a bit more sugar, if eating a few more refined carbohydrates and things of that nature, it can absolutely affect their behavior. Number two, look at how much sleep they've gotten. If they've been getting a little bit less sleep, that can absolutely impact their reactivity, and they're less than patients, right, so to speak. Number three, what could they be deficient in? Okay, obviously I'm a holistic chiropractor, so I start thinking about these things. Okay, you know what? My kids, believe it or not, they don't actually take supplements regularly across the board. Immune supportive things, yes, a bit more regularly than others. But other things across the board, I'm not actually as good as I probably should be about making sure they take certain things regimentedly every day. And so in this moment, I started asking myself, what could they be deficient in? They could be deficient in minerals. They could be deficient in protein. They could be deficient in certain vitamins that are specific cofactors for maintaining balance and composure, right? Neurotransmitters in the brain, right? Your nervous system is in control of how you respond in any certain situation. So I started thinking about this. I jumped in and started muscle testing them to determine what they needed, and sure enough, they needed some stuff. So it's not always about what your kid is doing wrong or this or that. They might just not have the actual raw materials and building blocks to help them be, more balanced in the situation, right? And number four, look at any other stuff. Could be other chemicals like food diets, of course. It could be chemicals like we were at a pool. If they're particularly sensitive to chlorine or something like that, it could impact their nervous system. How much screen usage have they had versus outdoor time, right? Any of these things can have an influence on how their bodies and minds and spirits respond to various stimuli, right? So keep track of all these things. And lastly, I wanted to share with you, what did I do today? I'm losing my mind. I'm trying to figure out how to keep the balance in the house. You are fighting with you. You're fighting with this person. Losing our minds, right? And anytime that they get like this, they get even more pigeonholed on, well, I'm not getting what I want. I want to play this. I want to do this. And you're telling me no. And then the behavior gets even worse because we're saying no to something that they really, really want to do. I just called a timeout on the whole thing. We have this thing in the corner of my room. It's called a gratitude jar. And admittedly, we haven't used it enough in the recent past. And I sat there for a second. I said, all right, Peyton, my youngest, grab me a piece of paper and a couple pens. He did that. Rip it up into 5 little pieces of paper. And I said, I want everybody to write down what they're grateful for. In fact, I actually want you to write down at least 4 things. Just the number that came to me. And I put on a song. And if any of you are watching on YouTube, I highly, highly recommend checking out the channel Fearless Soul. It's got some amazing content of music that's just so soul-filling, and they have a particular song that is called I Attract More When I'm Grateful. I put that song on in the background. It's like 3 minutes long, and so I put that song on, and I said, all right, everybody go. I must have written out 7, 8 things in that time, and I could have kept going, but my piece of paper was a little bit too small to accommodate anymore. Everybody wrote down a couple things. Once that song was over, we went around and shared it, put it in the jar. I can tell you that the energy in that room doubled. It completely and totally shifted. And I asked everybody, how do you feel now compared to 5 minutes ago? The response was obvious. So just my quick tip for the day. Hopefully it helps you guys at some point. I just know moms out there, we can use a lot of support because believe me, I don't always get it right. I don't know if I am getting it right, but this felt like a moment that I wanted to share. So hopefully it helps you. Gratitude is powerful. That is the message of the day. So hope you have a fantastic day and I'll talk to you soon.